Okay, so the application has been installed. So the Laravel instance for the student dev meet email has been created. And here, this was the command. So all of this has now been auto-generated. So I'm just going to do this. Just going to go into the application itself. CD. What did I name the folder? Dev email. Dev email. So it's working. So all I have to do is now type this. PHP artisan serve. So now what this does is it creates a local instance of a PHP server so that I can do this. Localhost, localhost, port 3000, port 8000, yes. Then it should give me, wait, let me see. Oh yeah. There. So the application has been installed soon as I see this. But now, how did we get here? So let me open the application on my IDE here. So application, dev email, okay, and it's open. So I usually remove this. So now, what we need to do is first show you. I need to show you the structure of my Laravel application. So the reason why you're seeing this page here is under roots here. There's API, there's channel, there's console, and there's web. This one here. So if you can see here, an anonymous function is created for the get request of this, which means this always returns the welcome page. So which means is / it's there's no trailing, there's nothing. So if I change this and save
Creating your first website
like
can be very
and save. This will now give me an error. You see, 404. So but now, once I do this / Dumelo, it gave me the Laravel page. So that's what the roots file does. It allows us to define where a request is heading. If it's a GET request, surely it's a visitor on a browser. So it's simply going to serve them the page that they are looking for. You can do this for your API requests. You can do this for everything. You can even do this for your microservices if you're building multiple containers for certain applications. So I'm just going to revert here to the original. So now we need to plan our application. So what I like to do is Notepad, sticky notes. So I use these a lot. So this, just gonna create another one, and then these ones I can just close them. So here we have, let's define our application. So create a web app that only accepts emails and names of people and saves them to a database. So there, we have defined what we need to do. So that's our task definition. So what I'm going to do now is we need to now define exactly how we're going to do it. So I'm just gonna do this here. Just gonna add this first, design a database. Most of the time we design a schema and stuff, but I don't do that. Usually I just allow Laravel to do that for me. So how I do that is I come here, I close the web server running, and I create a migration. So I'm just gonna say PHP artisan users. So this is just gonna say the users table. Create, it's called to users. So now a file under this folder. So we already have all these are the built-in. So I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna do that and delete. So there. So this allows us now to use PHP to design database using code. So what I'm going to do now is first name. So I'm just going to do this table. So as you can see here, a function has been defined that abstracts the is it allows you now to convert your code into actual data in the database, in the MySQL database. So I'm just gonna say name. So let's define the length. So here I'm gonna do this. Gonna say 100 chars, then do this and close, save. So this now means I get var char in MySQL. So by defining a migration, you can choose. You want to use MySQL, you want to use Postgre, you want to use Sybase, you want to use SQLite. Laravel will generate that for you from one single code base. So you don't need to rewrite everything of yours into a certain schema. Laravel does it for you. So now we've defined that. So I'm also going to define this here. Table. I'm also going to say string. I'm not going to define it as unique yet. So I'm just going to say email. Then, like this here, I'm going to say I'm only going to allow 100 characters. But now, here, we're going to make this unique, meaning you can't have the same record twice. So we're going to do this here. And we're going to add this and save. So we've created our users table. So what do we need? We need to also now link this to a real database. So what I'm going to do is open it here. Remember, that's why I did say Laravel has a graphical tool for me to manage everything I want. Hence, I have it on my machine. So I'm just going to open make. So this is my local database. So I'm just going to say users. So this is the users table. Dev mail. One word. It's called to users. Okay. Done. I'm never gonna open. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open the .env file. So this is all my application settings. So you see here, this is the most important part. But due to my configs, I'm only gonna change this here. Just gonna call it dev mail and save. So now I open this again. Open. So dev mail is empty, as you can see, right? So now let's run the migration. PHP artisan migrate there. Boom, the database has been created. So I refresh. Now we have users. I open users, data. See, name, email, created and update. All of this is done for me automatically. So Laravel using Blueprint has generated this for me. We'll go even more advanced level, but this is still the beginner phase. So this is done. I'm happy. So next, let's design now the logic, the brain. So to do that, we need a controller. We can do this app without using a controller, but I like using a controller because it makes everything cleaner. So our controllers are going to sit under apps, HTTP, controllers. So this is where they're going to sit. But now I'm not going to create the whole controller from scratch. I'm going to auto-generate it. So I'm going to come here now, again, PHP artisan make. So make, let me show you, has a lot of commands. So you can make all of this. So I'm just going to say make controller. Make controller. Then I'm going to say user controller here. Then boom, it's done. If you can see here, it has auto-generated a user controller for me. So I don't have to write this. Now, we all know this form is going to need a validation. Validation for the imported for imported users. So what we're going to do is we're going to abstract from Laravel itself. So I'm going to say use validation. Use validation. So where's the facade? So we're going to use a facade like that. See? We save. So now I'm going to show you later. So now I'm going to create a public function. Public function. I'm going to call it welcome. Since I told you I don't like having my logic of the app on the roots file, so I'm going to do this. Welcome. Return view. Welcome. Like this. Return view. Welcome. So now, what I'm going to do now is come back here. All this mess here, I don't like it. I don't like logic on top of my roots file. Instead, I'm going to just do this, and say root get like this there, then user controller at welcome. Yay. Then I'm going to give it a name so that I can use it within the template once we've created it. So I'm going to say name is home. Yes, home. I don't have a middleware yet. We're not going to do middlewares today, maybe some other time. So I'm just going to say save like this. It won't hurt the logic of the app. It just makes it cleaner. So I'm just gonna say serve, reload, doesn't exist. There, it's still the same, but now it's routing to what? To a controller function, which is called welcome. So that's the magic of Laravel. So now let's do this. So we have this. So we have this. I don't know how to design. I'm mostly a backend guy. So what I'm gonna do is free HTML5 newsletter template. Yes, newsletter template. Color lib. They usually have good ones here. Free HTML5 landing pages. Landing templates. Okay, HTML up. I'm not feeling them. I'm not. Does anyone else have a place to get themes? Okay, no worries. Just gonna do this. Where I hope I'm not losing anyone. Let me get this one. Demo. It works. Load. Open. Close. Extract. Press. Extract. There. So we have a theme. So let's copy the assets over to Laravel. So come here. Come here. There. I do this. Open another folder. There. Public. There. Oh yeah, this is not the only way to get templates. You can auto install templates also using Laravel, but yeah, that's a longer version. So we come here. So the assets are moved. So let's see. So this is the template. Okay. Okay, it's a bit boring, but hey, it works. So here's what we're gonna do now. So let's convert this quickly into a Laravel application. And yeah, so I'm just gonna do this. Code there. Okay, so this is everything. So what I'm gonna do now is Laravel. I uses something called Blade. So I'm just gonna do this public function. function register. There. Actually, why is this? Okay. Let me just say enroll. Thank you. Headache. Okay, so now we're gonna come over to resources. Yes. Here. So I'm just gonna create a new folder that I'm gonna call partials. So partials like this. Then I'm just gonna create a new blade file. So I'm just gonna call it not index, let's call it app.blade. So it's open, it's like this. So what this does essentially is it allows you to combine multiple templates into one part. So Laravel compiles it for you and presents it to your user. So what I'm gonna do is gonna come here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this guy here like this. Intensive, we don't have to change that. So Laravel has a few secret things. So here I don't have to define a full URL of my assets. Instead, I'm just gonna do this. Open up, then, so since it's blade, we're gonna use some blade syntax like this. Like that. So now what are we going to use? So we're gonna say asset, open this, and then close this. So now this will automatically update the link of my asset. So whether it's in HTTPS, whether it's whatever, it's going to be always updated according to the latest application settings. So this is a directive provided by Laravel also. And then I'm gonna do this. I'm also gonna do this. Take there. So I'm gonna do this. I always take this first because it's cleaner to work with. So I do this. Yes. Then I'm done. I'm simply gonna say yield content like that. So what this essentially does is it allows me to inject anything within this content section. So I can just define a section and inject my content into there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new, you see this, I'm no longer going to use this. So I'm just going to say, bye-bye, save. The new welcome page is going to extend what is this? Is partials? Yes. Partials.app. So I'm just going to extend that and say at section content. So remember I said I can inject anything. So I can just do this at end section. Yeah. Yes, and save. Do I still have the server running? It's still running. So when you come back here, it's changed. There's nothing. But it's intensified by Laravel. So now let's make the page prettier, I guess. So now I'm just gonna steal individual code. So like this here. Can I even define this as code? No, it's not code. So I'm just gonna do this. Just gonna do this. Copy, paste, save, reload, boom. Like that. We have, it's alive. We have a website. So let's say, remember I said logo, I'm just gonna dev meets, okay. So I'm just gonna say root, yes, home. Remember, we named the root home at the beginning. So I'm just gonna do this. Copy, generic, like that. And yeah, it's useless to have these. Just gonna do this. Gonna say sign up, enroll, enroll. Save, there meets, enroll. So it looks nice. Guess. Okay, so I can just do this. It works. So I'm happy. Okay, so now let's create the registration page. So I'm sure you might notice that I don't even have these things. Remember, I injected them into content. So I only have this here, but when I look at the source code, everything has been injected already. So just gonna define a registration file. So here I'm just gonna create register dot blade. But I'm not gonna write anything from scratch from now on. I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Whew. Right. Okay, so what's next? Oh, sorry about that. Then I'm running out of power, so I guess I just have to do this quick. So actually I have to now do this request because I need to check whether it's a get or post. So request like that. Lazy man, like that. This I'm gonna call it register, but this will also be now register instead of welcome. It's register, and it's a get request. But I'm gonna create. You can group these, but that's a lesson for another day. So I'm just gonna call this and say post now. So now let's separate. So let me just quickly check the docs. What? Request method. Where is that? Is post. Okay, so this is what I want. Just gonna put it here. If request method is post, else return view register, like that. Oh yeah, now I forget. So I'm just gonna do this. Like that. Like that. Reload. And so user controller register. Oh yeah, not register. And roll. So there. So Laravel also has a built-in error handling tool. They use whoops, so it's quite fast and also efficient. Let me quickly plug in my laptop first, then we'll continue. So this first. And we have power. So the next thing we're gonna do is build up the registration page. So how we're gonna do that is, where's that thing of mine? Elements. So let's see what this has. Okay, so it has that. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is, before we even start there, we're gonna do this. PHP artisan make. Actually, we're going to use this. Yeah, so we don't have a password, so we don't have to do this. So we're just gonna do this like that. And Laravel should now be able to identify this in the database. So if it's post, it's gonna be like this. V is equal to validator make request all, and let's give it the rule. Let's give it rule like this. I'm gonna say name. We're gonna say name is required. name required. Okay, so we're gonna also say email. And also say email is required, and it must be email. So like this, Laravel we have now created form validation. The minimum for name is 4. So 4 characters, nothing less than 4, like that. And we save, then we come to our if validate, if v fail. Do I flash it back or yeah, flash it? Oh yeah, we can say return view register with errors. Then that errors is, and we are done. So this will just return an error message or something. Else we process. So is a trick. So what I do now most of the time is I come here, use. So a user is a model. So a model is an object representation of your database. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say private user, like that, so that I don't have to now initiate it all over. So all I'm doing is now I'm gonna say public function construct. See, so I'm just gonna assign the user model this user into this. So new user, like that, and we are done. We can access the database. So now I'm gonna say this user create. Okay, so that's the lovely thing about Laravel. So create name, it's gonna be is equals to request. So Laravel filters everything for me. So I don't have to filter or sanitize or anything. There's a middleware that does that specifically for me. So I'm just gonna click name because it's also gonna be name. So email is gonna be request email. Isn't then where do save? Yeah, I have to save. What? I'm not sure. Wait, I don't remember. Do I save or do I just find create? Create. Inserts. Yeah, so I don't have to. So there, you see? So I don't have to write save. Return view register with message. And the message is, hi, we have successfully received your information there. So I think our logic is done. Hopefully there's no errors. So now let's build it. So we're gonna say, I'm gonna go back. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go back here. Elements. I'm looking for a form. I'm just gonna say form. See there. Here's the form. I'll share. I'm gonna take you form and put you inside here. Form. Yes. So I'm just gonna do this. So Laravel has built-in Csrf authentication. So there's no magic around it. You just do this at Csrf and your form is protected almost immediately. And then action root and register like that. So I'm just gonna say here. Actually, I just have to now delete, type submit. So name is equals to email. So this is fine. But I'm a lazy coder, so I'm just gonna do this. If let me go back. What did I name that? Errors, né? Yes. If errors, then gonna do this for each errors as error, né? Okay, like that. So now let me find something nice to represent an error with. So there. They don't have a lot of elements. So that's fine. I don't know. So we're gonna say what? Lead error like that. But it's not gonna blend nicely. But I don't it works. That's the case. So I'm gonna copy this. Right? Here totally error. So now I'm just gonna do this. Messages. It's nicer to do it via Ajax, but that's also a topic for another day. So I think this should work. Otherwise, I'm an idiot. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Try. I mean, guys, always use this. Always try catch. Ah, exception. E. Mm, like that. So you can see the errors. I mean, imagine having an error and you cannot see. E. Let me save it. Saved. Reload. Let's do this. And the file. Where? So I said if error for each. So now there, also there. Né? If. Then if. So yeah. This there. And define variable. Ah, line number 18. Let's see. If that's message. Uh-huh. Where messages. So it's easy. Not. It's not. Like that. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Yes. So then this guy here. It's not more. Where the fuck? For each. Yeah. This is a trick. Equals equal. Equal. But that was the same thing. But anyway. I'm just gonna give it equal error. Yeah. Fucking hell. But this should be there. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this and that. Yeah, where the fuck? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to check this. I'm not gonna be stuck with an error for this one, so I'm just gonna do this. This messages is equals to this, né? And errors is equals to this. Save. There. So now let's try Melo. Student. Yes. Send message. Find variable messages. Messages. Okay, so that was my program. But if I check the database, it should be there. Let's see. Yeah, there. So I'm just gonna do this. Mailer and student. Value for. But anyway, there, I'm done. A bit with errors, but yeah, that's an introduction, eh? So, any questions? What? I mean, the first thing is they just need to understand how MVC works. So, if you understand how MVC works, then PHP should be easy for you. Just try to build yourself a mini framework, and then yeah, you can move on to. But the first thing I did was I started using CodeIgniter. It's also a framework. Then I moved from there to Laravel. Then yeah, so it's more of what exactly do you want to do with PHP or whatever. But it's extremely powerful. As I've shown, I've generated about 60% of what I did here. And then, yeah, like it works just like many of these new Node.js based projects and stuff. Which part? I don't know. Maybe it's something with my processor or something. But yeah, hey, it is here. So if I remove this, Save, and try to log in again. Let me enroll. Let me delete myself first. I can probably get a message or two in. Testing. So it's gonna be testing at dev.com. So I'm probably get a message. Messages. Oh yeah. So who's this? It's not a message. It's messages. So if I remove this again, refresh, remove this, resend. You see there. So it's fixed. Mm. Oh, so it's IntelliSense. So IntelliSense thinks this does not exist, but remember, this is just a view file. It exists in the backend here. This is the logic part of it. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I have one. Very stupid. So which one is PHP and which one is Laravel?
This is Laravel is a framework,
Yeah.
but everything here is PHP.
Okay. So Laravel just helps with what exactly? Just
It's to up. It's just to. It's a structure with a lot of features.
okay.
Yeah.
Something like Symfony.
So it's symphony based.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm. It's easy stuff. Once you get, maybe I moved a bit too quick because yeah, I've been using it for some time. But once you actually see what I'm doing, you notice that everything here is easy, 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 easy. Well, uh, the Laravel website is the best. I use it. I just go through. The thing is, people don't go through documentation. Just go through documentation for both PHP and Laravel, and you'll be okay. Mm, it's not built, but there's plugins for it. I'm sure. I've never used it. I won't lie. I only use it to view the HTML files. Yeah, but the only stuff I've used primarily for IDEs is stuff from JetBrains. So like this here on your screen, you can just see it's all JetBrains and stuff. Yeah, and JetBrains over everything. It's true, like over everything.
In the good old days.
No, no, no.
No, that's fine. Like guys, no one has any questions. Everyone is sorted. Who's not sorted? Going twice. Bye bye. Yo, I also don't know. It's KO. Yo. Yeah, no, I also don't know it by head, but yeah. Mhm. All right. Bye bye.
Ooh. Oh, another meetup.
Because of Laravel.
Because of that. What?
Unfortunately, you do know, but you are a C# per se. So MVC is on Laravel, Angular, React. It's the same concept. Why are you crying?
Wow, just like that.
Yeah, I know, right? So unbelievable.
Never seems to be too amazed. Huh?
So when you're shaking, you're hanging up the core. Okay, bye, come.
The after
Yeah,
party.
I'm glad we're catching up.
So after, we usually do this. So why are
What's
you
the
being like
question?
this?
Or is it smooth? Yo, debugging page. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I saw something.
Hey, don't bring JavaScript into this, okay? Okay? Don't you dare start. Don't you dare.